And I'm here with Duncan of Newsboys United. Duncan, how are you doing today?
Hey, Andrew, how you doing, bud? Good to see you today. Or good to hear you today anyway, right?
It's good to be with you. So tell us a little bit about Newsboys United.
Well, Newsboys United was an idea that came out about a year and a half ago when we were working on a song, and we thought, why don't we were kind of struggling on a certain part of the song, on the verse of the song. And we were like, why don't we get Pete to come and, Pete had been out of the band 9 years, and why don't we get Pete? We'll throw it to Pete and see what he comes up with. He's a great songwriter. So anyway, he comes back with a scratch vocal, and a scratch vocal is like a guide vocal of what he envisages for that part of the song. We loved it so much. We loved his voice, and him blended with Michael sounds so good. We thought, gosh, dude, why don't you come and sing on the song? So he did. So, you get creatives together, and then all of a sudden we thought, well, gosh, I wonder if why don't we do some shows? I mean, there's got to be some people out there that you want to hear classic Newsboys again. So that was at the beginning of last year, 2018. And of course, that tour just blew up, and there was, people from all over. It was like, I can't believe I get to hear these classic Newsboys songs again. I was so excited about it. And then, and for us too, it was a great moment. It was a really unifying moment for us because, I'm looking over to Pete and Phil, which hadn't been in the band Pete left 10 years ago. Phil left 13 years ago. So I'm looking across there to go, I can't believe that we're doing this too. It was really surreal, but I think the great thing with great friends is we just picked up from where we left off, and we've had a blast. I think people from, all ages have really enjoyed it. And two, Newsboys United, it's a great statement right now because the world our culture seems so ununited. From politics to, racially, it's just, and I think it really wears down on people. I think if people are looking for something, that is united, and I think when they see coming back together, maybe the version of the band when they were younger, it makes them feel young again, there's a little bit of that, but also the fact that we are united. And why should we not be with our faith? I think our faith calls for unity. I think our culture is anything but that at the moment. And, I think people are wanting to have that feeling of unity. And then when they come along to Newsboys United show, they get that sense of unity. So that's our goal and our aim anyway, is to bring that to your town.
So let's talk about Winter Jam Tour. You all are involved in that. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Winter Jam's a real fun thing. 10 bands, it's just $15 at the door. If you don't like the band that's playing, just wait around because the next band, you're going to love the next band. So it's just a really cool thing for families, for kids. A lot of kids, a lot of youth groups come. And, the ticket price is so cheap, anyone can afford it. We play huge venues all over the country. So it's like Lollapalooza almost. It's kind of like one of those things where you get all these kind of different acts coming through. And Newsboys end up, we're headlining it, so we end up closing out the night and kind of bringing as many songs as we possibly can because we have been around for a minute. We've been around for a generation pretty much. So I think, culminates with, the 30-year history of who Newsboys are. So we're going to try to squeeze as many songs into that 45-minute period that we can. But it's been a blast. Winter Jam always is. It feels like family. We've played Winter Jam 5 or 6 times now. And it's always a good time. It's very exciting. A lot of big production. It's basically Newsboys United on steroids. So you've got to come check it out. It's great.
That's awesome. So what has been your memorable experience so far?
I think every day I think people say, what makes one town different? I think the thing is the people. We get to connect and meet and talk with. We meet probably thousands of people, at least hundreds of people a day. And, yes, you're playing the same songs, playing the same set, but every crowd is so different. So you get an energy, of different crowds. There's different energies that hit you. And, I just love that. You've got to be a lover of people, I think, when you play music, or whether you're an entertainer, or whatever you want to call it. And so it just, I don't know. And I think for Newsboys, you know, we've been doing this for a minute. And I know a lot of people that have been doing it a long time, that can tend to get very callous and kind of very, very, you know, whatever about music. But I think for us, I'm just excited to be here, man. I mean, you know, I've been doing this for a while. I'm just so grateful. And I think I can speak for the, you know, for all the boys. We're just so stoked to be here. At the end of the day, it's, we don't take a second of it for granted. Just stoked that people still want to come and see us play. People are still excited about who Newsboys are, and Newsboys United is a kind of is a kind of a visit to the past, but then it's something totally different, because there's 6 of us now in the band rather than, you know, the original guy. So it really is a beautiful combination of you know, past and present, and really I think it's, you know, this record that we just done, the single Greatness of Our God, is some of the best music we've ever written. So yeah, very exciting days ahead for sure.
Well, to close out this interview, introduce us to your latest single, Greatness of Our God.
Guys, this is Duncan Phillips, and this is Newsboys United, latest single, Greatness of Our God. Hope you love it.
Thank you so much, Duncan, and you have a good day now.
Oh, you too. We'll see you real soon.